When do you know that you've been effective when you're teaching? In school, we would say when you take the test, when you show that you know whatever it is that we've been trying to teach you. In church settings, that measure of effectiveness will probably not be a test. But there are closing questions that we can ask at the end of every session that we teach that are an evaluation tool. Go back to the big ideas, the non-negotiables that you want folks to know or be able to do when they leave whatever it is that you're teaching, and correlate a question and then use it as an exit tool. Take the last 3 to 4 minutes and ask, who understood this concept? Who understood the purpose in this lesson? Or who understood the setting of why we're setting up this story so that next week when we pick it up, we're able to take a deeper dive into the content that you're trying to deliver. So think of evaluation though as a tool, not just for you to know if you've been an effective teacher, but also a way to get to know your students better. Because sometimes when we're asking questions, when we're probing for understanding, we learn that what we did on that particular day wasn't very effective, and that's okay. Having a bad day doesn't mean anything except that you had a bad day. But it will help you plan for the next time that you're in that classroom. And no one who's truly honest with themselves has a perfect evaluation at the end of every lesson. If so, then call me, because you know something that I don't know about the teaching and learning process. Evaluation is very important though for looking at your effectiveness. And in the long run, then the effectiveness of the teaching culture within your church. Because sometimes we begin to get feedback that yes, we're consuming a particular hour during the week, but there's not any real life change that's happening. In which case, there's maybe a greater form of evaluation that we need to do to think about how can we use this time the best? What's a better way maybe that we can empower folks to understand Scripture, that we can empower folks to desire to worship, that we can empower folks to glorify God in their daily walks. So don't let the term evaluation frighten you. It's a very important piece of this teaching and learning process that we need to embrace and really consider. How do we evaluate our teaching at the end of each lesson?